We're ready, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. We'll go ahead and call the MPO Policy Board meeting to order for July 9th, 2020. And the first thing we need to do is take a roll call of those that are here. So, Mayor Rosworski, I am here. Mayor Dennis of West Lafayette. Are you there, John?
I just got a message that John left.
Okay. All right, and it says Kevin Underwood and Dave Byers, or none of the commissioners are present, correct?
I think Tracy's on.
Here.
Okay, that wasn't on the, all right, Tracy, Commissioner Brown?
Here.
Jackson Bogan?
Here.
Peter Bunder?
Here.
Cindy Murray?
Here.
Mike Gibson?
Here.
And Shane Spears?
I am here.
Okay, all right, good. All right, thank you, everybody. Is somebody trying to talk?
No, it's just me. I'm here.
Okay, you're back now? Okay.
Yeah, it fell off for a second, but I'm back.
All right, Mayor Dennis is back on the line. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the June 11th, 2020 meeting. Those have been communicated to you in your packet. I would entertain a motion for approval.
So moved. Jackson.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any further discussions, changes, or Scribner's errors? All right, hearing none, I'll conduct a roll call vote. Mayor Dennis.
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Jackson Bogan.
Aye.
Peter Bunder.
Aye.
Cindy Murray.
Aye.
Mike Gibson.
Aye.
Shane Spears.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. The motion carries. The next item on the agenda is Resolution 2020-5, a resolution to amend the 2020-24 Transportation Improvement Program. And Sally, who will be presenting?
Tim will take care of that.
Okay, thank you. Please proceed.
Yes, so this is a request that basically has three different components. So the first component is an update to our 2021 federal funding. NDOT had given us an initial estimate, which we programmed in the TIP. Unfortunately, the final amount that we have to obligate is going to be a little lower. So we lost $14,232, which will be deducted from our FY 2021 funds. So at our technical committee meeting last month, we went through and we looked at which projects we would remove some money from. So we reduced Park East Boulevard by $3,872 in STBG funds. And then we reduced North River Road by $10,915 in HSIP and Section 164 funds. However, we did increase the funding for Lindbergh Road by $555 in TA funds. So that's the first component. The second component is for Area 4's 5311 service. So that is the one where they are providing the demand response service for different people, specifically mostly elderly folks. So we put in some money in the TIP for that. So that's the second part of the amendment. And then the third part is a request from NDOT where they are removing two projects, changing the scope for one project, and then programming in two new projects. So they are removing some projects on I-65. So those are the two that are getting removed. They are changing some of the funding for the bridge maintenance project, which is a district-wide project. And then that kind of makes up all three different components to this report. So there's a staff report that was distributed in the packet, and the Technical Transportation Committee did review this and recommend approval at their June 17th, 2020 meeting. So we would ask for a vote for you guys to approve that as well.
Okay, can you refresh my memory? What's the changes to the projects on 65?
Yes. So basically, from what I can tell, there's a bridge deck patching project that got removed, and then there's an I-65 bridge maintenance and repair project that was also removed.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, anybody have any questions on this resolution? All right, hearing none, I'll conduct a roll call vote. Mayor Dennis.
Aye.
Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Jackson Bogan.
Aye.
Peter Bunder.
Aye.
Cindy Murray.
Aye.
Mike Gibson.
Aye.
Shane Spears.
Aye.
The resolution passes. Thank you, everyone. The next
Mayor,
item on the agenda.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, Mayor, could we double check and see if there are any citizen comments?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, I forgot.
That's all right. Okay. Nothing from Facebook and nothing from YouTube.
Okay, thank you. The next item on the agenda is the APC progress report. We have the MPO update, the thoroughfare plan update, and the MPO funding obligation report under section A there. So Sally?
Tim will be taking care of the thoroughfare plan update, and then I'll take care of the year-end funding report.
Thank you. Tim, please proceed. Yes, so for the thoroughfare plan update, we kind of got delayed a little bit by everything that happened, unfortunately, but we have kind of gotten that kicked back into gear. So what we're looking at with that right now is we're in the process of developing some new design standards for different roads in the county. And what we're really trying to accomplish by doing that is a couple things. One, we're trying to give a lot more flexibility in design options. We're trying to make sure that the local government engineers have the opportunity to have their say on design of roads that come as part of new development and redevelopment. In the past, our old plan was a little bit rigid in its requirements. And for this one, we want to have a little more flexibility. So if we need in some places to have maybe narrower lanes for travel, but then add in something like some bike lanes or trails, we can do that. And then the second thing that we're really trying to make sure that we accomplish with this update to this plan is that we provide for all modes of transportation. We don't want to make it so that people feel like their only option for getting around is by using a personal vehicle. We want to allow for people to ride public transportation, for people to be able to walk and bike, and just to be able to get around the community in a lot of different ways. So those are kind of some of our big goals for this. And we have a meeting scheduled with the engineers later this month. And hopefully after that, we'll have some things finalized, and then we can present some of that at our next meeting.
Great. How long have you been working on this, Tim, and how long have you been looking at this? Tim, are you still there?
Mayor, it's been a long time, actually. We treated it as a fill-in project for a lot of years, but now Tim has made it a priority and is going full bore on it. So we're making a lot of good progress. It'll be innovative, a kind of a thoroughfare plan that we've never seen before, and probably most communities haven't seen. So we're pleased with the route that it's going, and we are actually getting pretty close to having a product that can go out to the development community.
Wonderful. No, that's great. I'm excited to hear that. That's a good direction. Okay, Sally, you want to give us the funding obligation update then?
Yes, I'm trying to get as much of it on my screen as I can. This is the fiscal year-end summary from INDOT for every MPO in the state. And if you get down the left column, you'll see the Lafayette MPO has spent 100% of its funds for the year. It is organized by fund type. So we have across the top STBG, HSIP, which is the safety money. We do not, thankfully, receive any CMAQ money because we would only get that if we were not in compliance with air quality standards, and it would in fact come out of our STBG total. Then we have the Transportation Alternatives Fund, and then you'll also see that we programmed the last of our prior year balance funds, which was for 1.445 million. That is the last of that money. So from now on, we will only be able to fund projects with our annual allocation. And then if you look at the very right-hand column, you'll see a column that says bonus funds. I think they actually came from fiscal year 19. It's money that Federal Highway makes at the end of every federal fiscal year of money that some states have not been able to spend, and it gets reallocated to states who have been able to spend all their money. Indiana, if not every year, is very nearly every year in that position. So when there are funds that some states haven't spent, Indiana is usually in line to receive that extra money. So our portion of those bonus funds was a little over $230,000. We had to spend it either in fiscal year 20 or fiscal year 21. We have elected to program it in fiscal year 21. And as I recall, I think it's all going to the Park East Boulevard project. So that's the year-end report, and you'll see in the end that MPOs did pretty well.
Great. All right. Thank you. Any questions for Sally on that report? All right. Hearing none, we'll go to the INDOT 18-month letting list.
That'll be Tim.
Okay.
All right. So really, most of these projects that we see are the same as they have been in previous reports. Really, the two projects that I want to call some attention to are the very last two in the report. So project number 42, which is a concrete pavement restoration at State Road 38, the interchange there. So as far as our records show, that is not listed in what we can see. So I wanted to go ahead and ask NDOT if there were any updates on that. So Shane, I don't know if you know anything about that.
Which project was it again? I was looking on my sheet.
It's the State Road 38 I-65 ramps.
Is that item 42 that shows not listed? That's what you're
Correct.
asking about, correct? 65. Yeah, so we moved that to a December letting, so it's just not showing up on that 18-month list yet. So instead of being a July letting, it's moving to December. So essentially giving us six more months of development time. That makes
Okay,
sense.
so then the next project is project number 43, which I just wanted to call everyone's attention to. That is a new project for this list, although we do know that is happening. It is the bicycle pedestrian facility along Sagamore Parkway. So we're very excited that that is showing up in the list now. We're glad that project has been moving forward.
Great. All right, any other questions for Tim on the 18-month letting list? Okay, hearing none, I'll move on. The next, looks like the next thing is the monthly progress report.
Yeah, so I'm also covering that.
Okay.
So this is what we've been giving you for the last several months, especially as we approach the end of the fiscal year. And the news is very good. If you look at the report that was in our packet, what it shows is that basically everything is zeroed out. There are a couple of exceptions there, but Doug followed up with NDOT and they confirmed that those are just due to the way NDOT does their accounting. So we are actually zeroed out. It just looks like there are some funds that are unspent, but in reality, that's just an accounting thing, and we're all pretty well zeroed out. So very glad about that. Are there any questions?
All right, any questions for Tim? All right, thank you, Tim, for everything you're working on. All right, we'll go to other business. Is there any other business to come before the board today?
Not
All
from
right, at
staff.
this time, we'll pause for citizen comments and let Sally check the outlets to see if we have any citizen comments.
Nothing came in.
Okay, thank you. All right, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
John Dennis, so moved.
Have a second?
Mike Gibson seconds.
Okay. I will go ahead and conduct a roll call vote since we're doing this electronically. Mayor Dennis?
Aye.
Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Jackson Bogan?
Aye.
Peter Bunder?
Aye.
Cindy Murray?
Aye.
Mike Gibson?
Aye.
Shane Spears?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
See ya.
you.
Bye-bye.
Good day.
Mayor, do you have time for Tim to run up right now?
Can he be here in about 5 minutes?
He's on his way.